Zambia Blog Talk Radio.
This July, something big is happening in Livingstone, Zambia. Get ready to book your ticket from the 6th to the 8th of July 2022. We will be shifting mindsets to ignite growth. Welcome, Mwaiseni, Mutamboke, Tamulandilani, Mwatambulwa. Welcome to the Zambia Diaspora Conference, where Zambians from across the world and at home come together with only one agenda: shifting mindsets to ignite growth. Be a part of this exciting conference, slated for the 6th to the 8th of July 2022. Come and listen to an array of amazing speakers whilst you enjoy the outstanding beauty of the Avani Victoria Falls Resort and Livingstone City, the tourist capital of Zambia. There will be lots of entertainment plus things to do throughout the conference duration. Find out more and book your tickets today at www.shiftingmindset.org. The Zambia Diaspora Conference, shifting mindsets to ignite growth.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. It is Saturday, June the 4th, and we do appreciate you for joining us today. We had to do a 1-hour delay because our guest, the mayor, had some duties and engagements to attend to. Let me quickly welcome my friend here as we talk about one or two things. Hey, Roger, how are you?
Good morning, Nathan. It is nice and warm in the prairies.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yes.
Today is an exciting show. We're going to be talking about the Zambian Diaspora Conference. We shall be engaging. We have one of Zambia's great sons and the mayor of Livingstone joining us. But first of all, I just saw this on Facebook. I don't know that you have seen it. It's the president's 60th birthday, HH, 60
Yeah.
years old. And this is what went through my mind. By the time he finishes his second term, he's going to be 70 years old. Isn't that a nice way to sort of transition your life? It's good. Those of you watching us on Facebook, Zambia Blog Talk Radio, and on YouTube, we are ZBTR TV. So make sure you tag a friend and let everybody know that Great Kalu is on the show, and the Mayor Constance Muleabai is with us as well as we discuss wide-ranging issues. All right, let's begin our discussion. We have quite a number of things to discover in like what, a very limited time frame here. First of all, the other thing that we need to mention, Roger, is that today we have two shows separated by an hour of each other. So Dumisani will be coming in at what will be 1900 hours Zambian time, and that will be
1 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 10 p.m. Eastern, and will be
1 p.m.
going
1 p.m. Eastern.
1 p.m. Eastern, and that's the way we are going to go. On July 6th and to the 8th, the Zambian Diaspora Conference is coming up in Livingstone, Zambia. And one of the key people participating in that event is none other than Zambia's greatest son, 2018. I almost says 2018. I almost said 2018. The years have gone, eh? 1988 Footballer of the Year, Zambia national team captain. I was looking for that technical terminology they use in soccer, Roger. So many caps for the national team. I couldn't come up or find it. I just told myself, stick to what you know. Don't try to confuse yourself. Joining us is none other than Kalusha Bwalya.
Why is it?
Bueno, Mudishani,
Albert,
it's been a while.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Roger. How are you? It's been a while yet.
I'm well, great Carol. We are so glad to have you on the show.
A long time ago,
yes, it is.
Yes,
we were talking behind the scenes. Everybody watching that, you can see behind Roger's backdrop. It says 14 years. And Carl was actually our first guest 14 years ago. Can you imagine? I believe that it's been 14 years. Although I did mention, and I'm sure everybody will agree, that Kalusha still looks like he's, if I touch it, I'm a form, not I'm a grade. Kalusha still looks like he's in Form 2 or something like that. Kalusha, it's an honor to have you here, and we appreciate your support, your consistency in everything that you do in your personal life, for the nation, for soccer in Zambia, in Africa, and the world at large. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. That, like you said, 14 years just went like that.
Yes, it did.
More importantly, how's Dallas? I mean, people like us who I don't want to say who grew up, lived a long time in Mexico. So the people, they say, Texas, not you, Zambian. They say Texas. It's Texas.
I know, right? Kalusha, my first question to you is that there is this conference coming up, July, Zambian Diaspora Conference.
Yes.
You are one of those people in the Zambian community who lived in the diaspora from the 80s, when it wasn't even fashionable to go to Europe. Those of us in America or anywhere else, you lived in Europe, you lived in South America. Talk about what is the significance of what you see now, and how the Zambian diaspora, I'll use the word evolved, transitioned to engaging with the homeland.
No, thank you so much. I think that most importantly, I think we were chasing a dream. You know, where we come from, starting at school, at secondary school, and then afterwards you get to play in the league first with Blackpool, and then of course with the big team, Wafula Wanderers, and then you get exposed to being on the international scene. So it was a transition for me, you know, that was made possible by a lot of people. You know, a lot of people supported us on the road, and most importantly, if you think about Zumu Njovu was the coach at that time, and when that opportunity did come, you know, to go outside of Zambia, called me aside and said, you know, you have to do this and that in order for you to succeed. So we were given a good opportunity. We were competitive as AK11, and playing with all these teams, the big teams of Algeria, the big teams of Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt, and all these teams that had international players.
Yes.
You say it was not fashionable. So we got a chance. I got a chance to go to Belgium, and I always say that the people in the beginning, they didn't just say my name. They always had to put Zambia in front of my name. So you can imagine every week or every day that your name appeared in a newspaper, they would just not say your name. They would say the Zambian, you know, this and that. So it's part of you. You know, you represent yourself, but more importantly, you represent your country. So it was a great feeling, and we went with the flow. You know, we just went and tried and compete at that high level, from Cercle Brugge until PSV, which is the big team. But grateful for the opportunity that was given to me by, you know, my people in Zambia, where I come from, and the guys who encourage us. My brother, my father, more importantly, they're not here, but they always had great belief in me, in my ability to play. So that was important.
That's true. You also spent time in South America, and I was amazed. I listened to one of your interviews. You were speaking Spanish like you're talking Bemba.
No, in fact, you're right, Mr. Nathan. Spanish is like Bemba. The way you say it is the way you pronounce it. Yeah, okay. So we say.
How did you learn? Did you learn when you got there? You just learned, or you did some classes or lessons?
It was incredible because I think in Mexico City we were 25 million people living there.
Yeah.
And when I went to Club America, which is the biggest team in Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
In the team when we started to train, I think there was only one player from the 30 that was able to speak a little bit English.
Wow.
So that means that every day you had to learn. So I had a teacher. Somebody used to come tutor. I'll do 2 hours every week, twice. About 2 times in a month. So in a week. So like Tuesdays and Thursdays. So 2 hours. But because it was every day, and like you say, it's like you're speaking Bemba, so you picked up a lot with the language. I then went to school for that, as a technical director, as a coach. So which was also I did my coaching badges in Spanish. So
interesting. That was very interesting. Yeah. Mexico and Zambia, how did they relate? The Mexican people.
Mexico, I think that they don't know nothing about Mexicans. They don't know nothing about Africa in this period. I think 1994, they didn't know nothing about Africa, about Zambia. They only knew about Africa, and the people would ask you where you come from, and they had no idea. So if you say, for example, that you're going to travel to play a match in Nairobi, or you're going to play a match in Senegal, or you're going to play a match in, they always thought it must be very close. It's one people, so they have no idea. But I think over the years things have changed, and with the phones and with the internet, I think the people they know about Zambia. I was with Francois Manbijik from Cameroon, so it was a wonderful period for us, and even up to today, the people they talk about the Club America of 1994.
Yeah, like you said, even here, even to date, Carl, when I meet a Mexican person and they, hey man, where are you from? And I say Zambia, Kalu. They still remember. They are very big on soccer.
It's unbelievable.
Big nation on soccer.
The people they don't know, that, for example, at Club America in this period, we have been able to play in front of crowds of the home games. We had an average crowd of about 75,000 people.
That's a home game, a regular seasonal game, league game.
Average from the 18 games that we played at home, we had 75,000 as an average. So we played like 4 or 5 games that had 100,000, 110, because now they reduced their stake a little bit. But in that time, we had about 120,000 people in the stadium. So you don't know what you've never been in a place where 120,000 people are, and cheering and singing and everything. So yeah, it is. You felt good. You're motivated to play.
Wow, amazing! How many years did you spend there?
No, I lived in Mexico almost 8 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I was in Club America for almost 4 years.
Okay. All right, my friend.
Yeah, thank you, great Carol, for coming. Yeah, like Nathan said, I'm in Canada here. I meet a Ghanaian or a Nigerian. Where you come from? Oh, I come from Zambia. The next name they give me is Kalusha. Kalusha. Yeah, Kalusha. Changing mindset. Why you are here? Why we invited you? Changing mindset. Help us, great Carol. You've lived in diaspora. What are we dealing with when it comes with our people? What areas are you going to focus on as you speak to the people on the in the conference?
Well, I think that the engagement with first of all, I want to thank Frida for the invitation, and she has always been on this on this road for a long time, bringing people from America to Zambia, and trying to connect with everybody. Like you say, we have so many Zambians living outside of Zambia, and with all of us in all different fields, and everybody excelled in the different fields that they have been. We're able to come together and put our heads together to do something for Zambia. Then that will be great. I think we should recognize that we have a lot of capable people who can be able to bring something to the development, whether it is sport, whether it is just development in medical, engineering, and the like. So this is what the diaspora has about Zambians. So for me, when the people came to me and said, or Freda came to me and said, "Want you to take part and bring a conference together," I said, "Of course, I'll be there and be able to share what I've learned over the years, because at the end of the day, we are all Zambians, but some are near and some are far. And what you learn, bring it
That's
back,
right.
and so that you can be able to share, and so that the people can be able to see that what we are doing is correct." So yeah. First of all, I learned also that there's almost 275,000 Zambians in the diaspora.
Wow.
Which is an incredible number. And also that over 90% of the people, they want to get involved in Zambia and developing something in Zambia. I think that with the engagement of the diaspora, with everybody invited, Zambia is our country, and we have to give something back. We have to give things one way or the other. Just the experience. How do you conquer the outside? And tell us. And I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of young girls and young boys, like young people, will be able to learn from us. So I'm excited to come to Livingstone come July. I hope a lot of people will come and join us. It's not only me. I think there's a lot of people who are held in high esteem in their various fields that are all going to come there. So we're happy that the mayor, I just saw it before we started, that she has invited us to our town of Livingstone.
Yes, we'll be switching to the mayor very shortly here. Kalu is not with us for a long time. We appreciate him taking the time. The website is scrolling at the bottom there. I would like you to look at it, click on it, and get the details and information. Before we switch to the mayor here, Kalu, you are being awarded the Pinnacle Player Award. What does that mean to you?
So thank you so much. I think we've been on a long road. I think that football is not one person. Football is a lot of people, the coaches, like I said, who always wanted us, to achieve something, and they didn't know. I always tell the people that when I was in secondary school in my first year, I was this thin, so I couldn't get in the team, because in the old days, you have to have muscles to play football.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and then one of the teachers, who was our master at football at school, at secondary school, always said to me, "You are not going to play. You're not going to play, but I think that one day you'll be able to play in this team. So I want you to be carrying the jerseys and everything." So I was like the material guy, the person who carries the balls. So people like that believed in me a long time ago, and so all the coaches have said in the national team, it's a long record with the coaches, the Simtoes, the Makwazas, the Zumunjovus, Fred Mullers, everybody who was able to support me over my long career. So this is also for them, because they have also contributed for us to be where we are. So I'm happy, and also the players. Of course, we have the old team, 93, the Chavalas, the Eford was my roommate, and they always encouraged me. Ashos Melo, the guys. So we have so many Wisdom Chance. Can mention so many people who were able to support me in that and chasing a dream. So, and also the new team, of course, Malitolis and the guys who have come, Elijah. Litana and the guys that came in 1994, we still went to the final of the Africa Cup of Nations. And of course, we have the new team with Captain Christopher Gatongo and Hefre Nas recently. So everybody is involved. So that's how we have come at this stage. And so I want to say my heartfelt thanks to everybody who has been able to support me.
All right. Coming up is Mayor of Livingstone. And please, if the information to the conference is there, shiftingmindset.org. If you go there, the gentleman you're looking at right now, Zambia's greatest son, Kalusha Bwalya, will be there. You'll be able to hang out with him, and there's a lot of things planned, for that event. Kalu, thank you. It's always a joy to have you with us. Looking forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and congrats to the program, and keep up,
Thank you so much.
Shifting mindsets. Thank you to the mayor. Also, all the best. Thank you so much. We'll see you there.
Kalu.
See you in Livingstone.
All right. Coming up, Mayor of Livingstone is joining us now from the great city of Kwalivinyi. Your worship, I worship the Mayor, Constance Muleabai. Welcome to the show. How is Livingstone this afternoon?
Thank you very much. Livingstone is actually getting colder, but I'm sure with the smiles from the diaspora, we are able to smile again. It is very fine. The city itself is fine, and we're getting a bit cold, which we are not used to. We love our heat.
Okay.
So every time there's a period of the coldness, we'll always find an excuse to complain, but we are fine.
You are fine. Excellent. Okay, let's begin. So what inspired you to stand for mayor?
Well, thank you very much. Before I get in what inspired me to become a mayor, I would like to convey a message to my president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. On behalf of the people of Livingstone, would like to wish him a very pleasant and happy birthday.
Yes.
We're celebrating with him today as he turns 60, and we would thank God. We'll ask God to add on more years for him, so that we can tap into his wisdom. We pray for him for the courage and the strength, so that as he leads the nation, God may guide him and keep and preserve his life. So coming to the question, thank you very much for the question. Growing up in Livingstone as a child of the soil of Livingstone, I was inspired by the message of the UPND and my president himself when he made pronouncements that as a party, we needed more inclusion of women to take up position in the political arena and in many other political and leadership positions. When I got that message, I said, this sounds like a good deal. And having consulted the people of Livingstone, whom I'm representing, they said, yes, I think for a change, Livingstone needed a touch of a woman. And I took advantage of the overwhelming support and overwhelming encouragement from women that really wanted me to represent them. And I went for it. And we can only say by God's grace, I was elected and won as mayor, marking Livingstone to have the first ever female mayor since independence.
Congratulations. I didn't know that.
Thank you.
That's a big deal.
Very big deal.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So
what was your campaign message? What was your campaign message, and how? I know you haven't even clocked a year as mayor of Livingstone, but
I know.
Yeah. So what was your campaign message, and how is it coming along?
My visions and my message on the UPND manifest, but as a woman, I inclined more onto having people to say, I don't want to drive my personal agenda. I wanted to be a representative of the people and drive that which people of Livingstone wanted. You know, as a politician, if you venture into politics and you have your own personal agenda, usually you tend to not want to listen to people. But I want to be a servant to the people and do that which the people of Livingstone want. And my main message to them was, we need to better Livingstone and make it the clean and the greenest city that the people of Livingstone are looking forward to. So that's the message I went out campaigning with. Excellent. And also, I wanted to break the ice to say, I want to inspire the girls, the little girls, the young women, the youths of Livingstone to say, even at your youthful age, you can still be the mayor and be a representative of the people, as long as you do that which people want you to do for them.
Excellent, excellent.
Thank you.
We want to do this to sort of talk a little bit about the opportunities that Livingstone offers as investors. You are hosting a Diaspora conference. And,
that's correct.
It's important for people to also understand what opportunities Livingstone offers for investment opportunities. I deliberately put my background like that for a reason. That's the Kazungula Bridge, those who may not know. So Hari Mwangankumbula Airport, I believe, was remodeled, renovated, whatever the terminology is. The Kazungula Bridge behind me, a masterpiece of engineering. Talk about, Roger, we can mention many other things that have happened in Livingstone, but I think these are two major things. That bridge behind me and the airport being remodeled, renovated. How has this translated into economic activity in the region?
Okay, thank you very much. I think, as you may be aware or watching us from the diaspora, in the past regime, Livingstone was neglected in terms of development, and the province as a whole in the province. So the remodeling of the Hari Mwangankumbula, the launching of the bridge, is not something that is new. It's something that we have seen as an opportunity. We've tried to make it easier for the investors to come direct to Livingstone, where we feel now as a city we have the capacity to have direct flights.
Yes.
Say from the United Kingdom, from the States. I think our airport is now better enough. We've made the Kazungula border a one-stop border, and have extended the hours of operation to try and maximize the tourists that are coming in, and to try and give them enough time. And like in the past, where we were closing borders at 18 hours. So people would find it very difficult to say, you'd go to the Zambian side of the border, you have to process your papers to get to Livingstone. But with the one border stop at Kazungula, it makes it easier for our people to just go to that border, and they will be attended to by both countries, Zambia and Zimbabwe. It cuts down on the procedures where you have to be sent back to Botswana, come back to Zambia, and it cuts down on the time that you would spend at the border. So you will be in Livingstone in less than half an hour. You'll be done with your paperwork, and you're right in the tourist capital of Zambia. Yeah.
Excellent. That's a very crucial point, Roger, because those are some of the things that people, tend to struggle with, to say, these border issues and stuff like that. Let's take a commercial break, and we shall continue our conversation with the Mayor Muleabai here.
Thank you.
This July, something big is happening in Livingstone, Zambia. Get ready to book your ticket from the 6th to the 8th of July 2022. We will be shifting mindsets to ignite growth. Welcome, Mwaiseni, Mutamboke, Tamulandilani, Mwatambulwa. Welcome to the Zambia Diaspora Conference, where Zambians from across the world and at home come together with only one agenda: shifting mindsets to ignite growth. Be a part of this exciting conference, slated for the 6th to the 8th of July 2022. Come and listen to an array of amazing speakers whilst you enjoy the outstanding beauty of the Avani Victoria Falls Resort and Livingstone City, the tourist capital of Zambia. There will be lots of entertainment plus things to do throughout the conference duration. Find out more and book your tickets today at www.shiftingmindset.org. The Zambia Diaspora Conference, shifting mindsets to ignite growth.
All right, welcome back. We're talking to Her Worship, the Mayor of Livingstone, Miss Constance Muleabai. She is the Mayor of Livingstone. She's actually the host of the Zambian Diaspora Conference that is taking place in Livingstone as we carry this conversation. Roger, she's adjusting herself. A lot of people have sent a message that they can't see her properly. This is my next. Here's my next question before my friend jumps in, Mayor.
Yes.
Now that's good. That's good. Your relative. Your relatives here in the diaspora are saying, no, we can't see her properly. So now
now you are perfect. Yeah.
You can tell the Tongas that I'm not single. So with my relatives, it's too late. Somebody just paid 200.
Clotilda, that's a job for you right there. That's a job on Clotilda.
Off the market.
Me, I won't go into that. Dr. Munsanje, that's a job for you right there. My next question before my friend comes in, we will start talking about the conference momentarily. You see, here's the notion that we have as Zambians, okay? If you say agriculture, we're talking about maize. In Zambia, agriculture is maize. And when you say Livingstone, you're talking about tourism. So somebody wants to invest in Livingstone. Somebody said this to me, Mayor, and they were like, what are you talking about? What am I going to invest in Livingstone? All those tourism business things have been taken over by foreigners. What investment opportunities does Livingstone present for my sister Nasilere watching right now?
Okay, thank you very much. Unfortunately, or fortunately, must I say, what your statement is true, but not true. The problem that investors look at is, you see, Livingstone has a wide range of places and opportunities to offer. But the challenge is that most people, when they want to invest in Livingstone, they feel we want the land at the riverfront. No, Livingstone is not just consisting of the riverfront. Livingstone is a tourist city. We've got other areas, and we do actually have farms within Livingstone, but most people have always just labeled Livingstone as a tourist capital. No, it isn't. In Livingstone, you can invest in tourism, you can invest in industries. If you remember, I'm sure Kalusha Bwalya, who's known Livingstone before I was born, would state Livingstone had a motor assembly at some point.
Yes.
In the
what goes on? What used to be Livingstone motor assemblies? What happened to that?
Well, that was sold when obviously MMD came into power. Livingstone, as a tourist capital, we had tobacco. We were growing our own tobacco and processing it in Livingstone. Those industries were shut and closed. Livingstone was famously known not only for tourism, but for textiles. We used to manufacture the blankets and the famous safari suits that our former first Republican president wore. But all that was buried when things changed and when a government changed. But these are the opportunities that, as a mayor, I want to drive and state, look, come to Livingstone. Come and bring back that feeling. Come and invest in Livingstone. Come and give a birth to the textiles, to the motor assemblies. We have the capacity. We have the land. We have the people to do that. All we need to do is tap into your skills and experience, and we will bring Livingstone back to what it was.
Okay.
So don't look at Livingstone as I want to invest in Livingstone and I want to put up a lodge to attract more tourists. Look at it to say, I want to go to Livingstone and build a lodge in the middle of the forest.
Wonderful.
And I will promote tourism.
Yeah. Well, Mayor, welcome.
Thank you.
You'll be at the the conference, Shifting Mindsets. I'm here in Canada. Mayor, I visited Niagara Falls. Don't know if you've been there. The industry which is around the falls is amazing. What our friends they have put around the falls. So, Mayor, I want to draw attention to this video, a small clip. I just want you to see how our friends, and then I'll ask you one or two questions, depending on what you're going to see. Here is
not
a
a problem.
Okay,
all right,
good.
Thank you.
That is enough. You've seen your competitors, Mayor, what they have put around the force. So you and I, we the members of the diaspora, we have work to do to make sure that the people we are competing with, those are the people we are competing with. There is just so many times you can see the Victoria Force.
Correct.
That's it.
Correct.
But we need activities around there. The question is, what incentives are you putting on the table, Mayor? Changing mindsets to bring this kind of environment to the tourist capital.
Okay. No, thank you very much for that, for that question. I've looked at the video, and like I said, I think earlier I said, look, I'm a child of the Livingstone. So, and indeed, it breaks my heart to see a city which had those play parks. We had play parks in Livingstone like that. We had public swimming pools. We had casinos before. We had, apart from the falls, like you said, we had life after the falls in the city. But in the past, as you may be aware, or you may not be aware, the previous government didn't really play its role in assisting protect those areas, those places. What I found when I took over office was my predecessors and maybe many other prominent government officials came into Livingstone, purchased those pieces of lands and those areas of public swimming pools, council properties, and made them into residential homes, track yards, because I felt they didn't have the passion that I have for the city. So when you don't have a passion of a city, you don't have a passion of a place, you will come in and demolish every single thing that the children of that particular place grew up knowing. We had what we used to call an ice cream vehicle that used to drive around Livingstone streets, and the bell would ring. You'd force your mother would have to have a 15 way to get you ice cream. It's all gone. So if you came to Livingstone and you had the passion of Livingstone like I do, it would break your heart to find that where we had the a station for a local railway line. And you wonder why people had to abandon that which made the children of Livingstone excited when they saw that vehicle many years ago. So yes, we have the incentives. We have spoken to many government officials. We've tried to tap in. I'm engaged with several ministers from several ministries and working with our Minister of Tourism and other ministries. We want to do tourism packages to see how best can we maximize the stay of the people in Livingstone. You're quite right by saying the force only is not enough. We want people to tap into our various cultural activities. We have 72 tribes in Zambia, and this is the city that can offer a demonstration of all the 72 tribes' culture right at the culture village. But if you came today and I took you to the culture village, it's not there. It has been abandoned. It was abandoned. It was demolished. We have had government sanctioning and approving projects in what we call elephant corridors in this country. And as a new Dawn government, our job is to come and correct that and see to it that, like I said, my passion and my vision is for you when you come back to be able to stand on every street of Livingstone and be able to find an ice cream or a play park for our children. This concept of people here, where you have a recreational place, they tend to have, we are going to build public toilet. The next thing you see is a bar. Should come to an end. We want our children, when they grow up, we want them to understand that, mommy's joy does not come from a brown bottle. Mommy's joy comes from hard work and spending time with the families. And we are here to create that environment for those coming to Livingstone. Because if we are going to go and I find a piece of land as the mayor and I'm hungry for power and to get richer, I just switch that into apartments and most commonly boarding house. I will not deliver to the people of Zambia, of Livingstone, the Livingstone they want to see. Yeah. So I have a vision of Livingstone, and the vision is what Livingstone was in the 90s and in the 80s and building up to the 2000s, where people of Livingstone passionately loved it, and they didn't see an opportunity in grabbing land to sell it to the investors, to sell it to the foreigners. We want to make it for the Zambians. I'm on record to state, when we have land gazetted for our local authority, our council that I represent, I'm on record to state that plots will belong to the Livingstone people. I want to see Livingstone get back to what it is. I want to have a package where people can spend 3 to 4 days in Livingstone, visit the falls, go to the village, in the night I don't see anything wrong with a strip club. And people would say, no, it's there. In the diaspora, people do go to clubs like that. It's part of it's part of entertainment. So yeah, that's what we want, a city that is 24 hours operational. We want to see that.
That's a great statement right there. Sorry to cut you short. 24 hours. That is key, Mayor. That is key.
That's what we want.
Just a quick follow-up, Mayor. Nathan and I here, we come from Copper Belt. I think Nathan has been to Livingstone, lucky enough. Me, I'm almost approaching retirement. I've never been to Livingstone.
I'm inviting you. I'll buy you a ticket.
I like that. I like that. And the message has been recorded live here. So you can't run away from it.
I know.
But Mayor, what is the program you have in mind to reach your cousins in Kasempa? They should not just read about Victoria Falls, but we need the tour buses to start under your auspices. Tour buses from Kasama, tour buses from Chipata, taking school kids finally to go and see the Victoria Falls. Rather than me, I'm even ashamed to mention. Now I'm lucky today I've got a free ticket. Now I can come.
It's always good to speak to the mayor. No, thank you very much. Just to touch on the tour from other provinces. Actually, we've been doing that. They're not enough. I'll take you back on Wednesday. I actually had a pre and primary school kids visiting the city to go and view the falls from Choma. Okay. So what I did as a mayor and as a good gesture, I waived the fees at the falls to facilitate it for the children so that they can. We want to try and encourage our local tourism, our local people, like you said, from Kasama. They drive all the way from Kasama to come to Livingstone. They'll have spent on fuel, they'll spend on accommodation, they'll spend on food on the way. As a mother of the city, the best I can do is to waive the fees at the airport so that I allow the 7-year-old to see the falls, to not make it more difficult for them to say, oh, we can't afford to pay that fee at the airport. So for our Zambians and for young children, I stand to be able to say, I, as a mayor, I will pay. If there's any cost for them to see the falls, I will pay for that cost, because we are trying to encourage the people, like you said, to know about Livingstone and the falls, because while they're at the falls, they'll be able to visit the Mukuni Big Five. They'll be able to see the lions, a live lion, the cheetahs. They'll see the village life at Mukuni Village, and be able to see some of the wildlife that they just get to learn on paper and in classrooms, which Livingstone has to offer. And sorry, let me just take you back. You did speak about incentives. So what we're also trying to look at is trying to we are working on discount rates, maybe as a city for the first 5 years of companies that want to create jobs and help to testify Livingstone as a green city. So we will look into discounted rates and how much can we give back and assist them and provide the necessary skills. We are utilizing the current CDF, which I'm sure everyone is excited and is aware that the new Dawn government increased to 25.7 million. So we are actually going door to door to find the youths and put them in schools to get a skill, so that when these investors or these business opportunities come in, at least they have an idea and the knowledge of what they want to do, and we don't have to source manpower from outside Livingstone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roger, I think this would be a good opportunity, since we're talking about the conference and everything we are saying is in relation to what the diaspora can do. This is a very good question from Tandy here. Here's a question, Madam. I'll read it to you if you can't see it. What role would the mayor like to see the diaspora community playing to positively impact Livingstone's socio-economic and cultural development beyond the conference?
Good question.
Very good question. I mean, she's Tumbuka. What do you expect?
Sorry. There was a cut on the question. Maybe I would ask you to just repeat it, because
you want me to read it again? She says, Tandy,
yes, please.
She's in. Yeah. What role would the mayor like to see the diaspora community playing to positively impact Livingstone's social, economic, and cultural development beyond the conference?
Okay, thank you very much. I think first and foremost, what I would like them to play is market Livingstone outside Zambia. Okay. I think we are lacking in the marketing of our city, as evidenced by that video. you find that when you get to Johannesburg Airport, you find Victoria, Zimbabwe, our colleagues from Zimbabwe have marketed Victoria Falls as the home of the Victoria Falls, and yet Zambia has 80% of the falls on our side. So I would like the friends in the diaspora to market Zambia and Livingstone as a holiday destination, and not just only to focus their marketing on the falls, but to focus and spread it through to the many activities and culture events that we have in our city. And yes, I'd like them to be ambassadors of Livingstone as well.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Apart from that, what the conference is coming into your city. You are basically the host, whether we like it or not.
Yes.
So after the conference, beyond the conference, what are your expectations?
Okay. After their conference, actually, I expect a huge inflow of visitors. An increase in the tourism industry, more investment in our city, more investors tapping on our doors to see how best we can work together to implement those ideas and those programs that we are going to be seen and shared and at the conference itself.
Okay. You threw a grenade or a bomb at your Tonga people. Here's one of your Tonga brothers asking a question. Tonga boy is asking you this question. This is from Dr. Munsanje. What opportunities are in Livingstone for the youth? I'm a graduate. He's also telling you that he's a graduate of Hillcrest Technical Secondary School in those days called STEM. So what are the opportunities for the youth?
Okay, well, in terms of youth opportunities, this is why I'm saying if you look at Livingstone, it was almost a dead city. The movement of the provincial headquarters to Choma, first of all, affected us massively. And then that was in 2015, if I'm right. And then came the COVID pandemic. So you find that most of our youths, when they graduated in Livingstone, they had nowhere else to go, and hence found themselves with illicit activities. So with the investment coming into Livingstone, we find this as a good opportunity for our youths. Like I earlier said, we are trying to encourage them to go back to school under the CDF, to have a skill that when these visitors come, they will be looked at as the first priority in terms of job offers. And yeah, we would encourage the investors to look at our youths, because they are the massive, they are the most on the streets, and they are the most disadvantaged. So if we can help them by creating more jobs, more menial jobs for them, it would help eradicate them from the streets and from the illicit activities.
How is the business community in Livingstone engaged with the conference?
We have started advertising. We have engaged. We have not only concentrated on the Livingstone community. We spread our wings to the country, to other business, private sectors, business partners, stakeholders, to say this is coming to our city. Come and experience. Come and share ideas. Let us interact, and it's through the interactions that we may know and probably find out that which we want to better our city and Zambia at large.
Okay, let me read you one more question here from one of our somebody watching. This is Baruti says, what role can African Americans, the other African countries, especially like Ghana, have tapped into the African American community, and they are doing a lot in Ghana. So the question they're asking is, what role or roles can African Americans and other diaspora Africans play in the growth and development of Zambia in general? But let's put it to Livingstone.
Okay. Thank you for that question. I think as may be seen, when we look at the people, we always feel the people in the diaspora have the expertise, they have better skills, they have the know-how, and we are lacking in some of those back home. So the African American, I'll take you back in the past. the African American, I think I'm right, was one of the tobacco growers in Zambia. I could be wrong.
Okay.
And they assisted in creating jobs. So if we could tap into that expertise and obviously into funding from them to say they can come here and identify an area where they feel they can assist us. Our job is to facilitate that for them so that we create a conducive and better environment for them to say, oh, this is what we want to do for Africa or Zambia or Livingstone in particular. I'm more biased towards Livingstone. And then my role and our job is to ensure that, okay, can we actually do this for them? Because we must be able to do that because it's creating jobs and assisting market and bringing Zambia or Livingstone onto the map.
Those of you like,
before Mayor goes there, Chairman, you use the word dead city here. I want to challenge you on two things, my Mayor.
Yes.
I like your energy first and foremost.
Thank you.
So with this radio, come 24th of October, our independence, can we organize a citywide picnic where everyone comes in the city with something to eat, something to just make the city happy? Can we do that together with the radio?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Number two, let's start listing if we can find friends. Find one street in Livingstone, by Mayor. This December, your city will be the first city to have Christmas lights from one end to the other and brighten it up.
Thank you. Actually, thank you very much for bringing that. What actually happened is when I took office in September, the first thing I asked is that I want to bring Christmas lights to Livingstone. I was told, no, you can't because we have Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, and I said, but Zambia is a Christian nation. And as a Christian nation and as a mayor, I would like to, 90% of our people are Christians. And yes, I would like to put up Christmas lights. I discussed this last week with a friend and said, this Christmas, Livingstone is going to be lit. So with you coming on board.
Let's involve the banks, businesses. I mean, just sponsor a tree. Just sponsor one tree.
We will do that.
We'll be here to facilitate the lights to come, Mayor. To come. We'll do anything you want. It's changing mindset.
No problem. Thank you. And I just wanted to actually state one thing in line with the celebration of independence, in line with the Christmas lights. On a personal point of view is, first of all, when I took over office, I looked at Livingstone and I looked at what do people do? What do most investors and NGOs do? Most investors and NGOs will come to your country, they'll come to your city, and they'll say, would like to support women, youths, people living with disabilities, and orphans, vulnerable children. And I sat down and I listened, and in my own thinking, I was like, okay, no one really wakes up in the morning and thinks of people living with mental disability. Why don't I do that?
That's good.
And I just wanted to let you know, to say, and then I said, okay, but I don't have enough funds. How do I do it? I don't want to make it as a foundation or as a company, but I want to give to the people that voted me in. But how do I give back to the people of Livingstone? I say to myself, I will give it back to the people of Livingstone by looking after the people with mental illness. This is the first city, I think, in the country where you have the mayor who's taking care of people with mental illness. How am I doing this? I partnered with Drift, and we provide clean food for people with mental disability once in a week, because obviously we have not yet expanded. We have appealed to stakeholders and individuals and partners to come on board and say, if we can provide food every day for the people with mental disability, we'll eradicate them from the streets. It will make Livingstone a safe street for tourists, because when tourists come to your city and find these people with mental disability, it scares them. But now here is a city where we want the tourists to come here, and we will hide them behind the backyards. We will get them treatment. We will feed them with clean clothes. They will not be opening the bins and scattering them all over in search of food. And to this date, I've been doing it for the past 4 months. To this date, I've got 3 successful stories of people that have actually cured and have been united with their families. And I find it quite a bit pitiful, because most of these people are actually men. So I'm trying to say, do men really have the mental illness? Do they have mental problems that they don't speak out to? Because of the 20 people, 20 to 25 that I feed, I've only got 2 female patients, but the rest are men. And I'm trying to now find out, in my layman, to say what causes most men to have this illness. And yeah, so by the time you'll be coming to Livingstone, you'll find we have created a shelter for them, and probably you would come and donate some clothes for them, and they'll be in a secure, confined place, so that people that visit Livingstone don't need to be scared of street kids, don't need to be scared of people with mental illness. And we've taken advantage of the new Dawn-free education. I personally have taken kids into school and donated some books. So these are some of the things, the basics that we are trying to improve in Livingstone in order to make it a safer city for our tourists and visitors.
Okay, excellent. Bash Emma here says, well done on the issue of the mental disability. We'll partner with you. So
thank you.
Yes, that's a part. Thank you, Emma. Thank you. People, there are many people watching. A lot of comments have been posted. We can't put everything up. Before I ask my final question, here's a question from your relative Nyambe. I'm sure you are happy to see Elozi post something here. They've been sleeping.
I know.
Nyambe is my nephew. I can say anything.
I would have loved if he posted the question in Lozi to really affirm that he's Lozi.
Oh, save it.
But anyway, we'll take
trouble.
it in English now.
Go, Mayor. Saving the trouble is like me, a Tumbuka from Mufulira. So does Livingstone have a sister city as a way to market the city, share different approaches to business, culture, and other technical expertise? Are you in partner? Do you have a sister city relationship with any city abroad?
Yes, we do. We are sister cities with Mazini. We are sister city with Victoria Falls. And this is one of also the things that I'm trying to rebuild, to rebuild the relationship. I think from record, when I took over offices, these cities have actually visited our city, and they're waiting for return visits. And in the past, it's like we didn't really pay attention to wanting to go and how our friends are doing it. But this is one thing I want to do as mayor. I want to learn from these cities. And I must state, I was very impressed. I was in Kenya last week, maybe 10 days ago, where we had the Afri-cities in Kisumu. And I tapped into some of the ideas that they have, and I want to implement them in Livingstone. For example, Kisumu has passed a bylaw of having every building in 2 colors, light blue and white. So everywhere you go, it's uniformly light blue and white. It actually makes the city cleaner. I want to tap into that and see how best we can turn Livingstone into such a clean city. But obviously, we are in the park. We are in the wildlife. We're not going to have bright colors. We want to see which colors would fit with the environment that Livingstone has. The other thing I also want to do for Livingstone in my term is maybe in 2 to 3 years to see Livingstone free from plastic use. I want to tap into that because pardon me. I want to tap into that because you see, we have an overflow of the Zambezi River which we have to preserve.
Okay.
And we want to say what can we do with the plastics if we stop it and launch it in Livingstone, and obviously with the help of private sectors and partners, hopefully it will rub on to other cities in the country, and and in the long run assist with the environmental threats of our cities.
We will, as much as we would love to continue our conversation with Mayor, we need to end here. We have another show coming up in 55 minutes. Well, Mayor, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, like Joshua here, is interested in partnering with you concerning the mental health project or program that you've mentioned in Livingstone, how can people get in touch with your office?
Okay, I think, I don't know if you've got my numbers and my emails, you could share it with them.
Okay.
I have a public line. I'm open to ideas, progressive ideas 24/7, and hence I've made my numbers public. And in my office, I operate on the open door policy. You don't need to make an appointment. As long as you have the patience to wait for someone on the queue, you're more than welcome to visit the mayor's office, and we can talk and share ideas as much as we can.
Excellent, excellent. All right. We shall share Mayor Muleabai's information and on our Facebook page, and we shall get in touch with some of you. Well, Mayor, thank you. Everybody, conference coming up 6th of July, 6th to 8th of July, Zambian Diaspora Conference. Well, Mayor here is the host. You can go to the website. It's streaming at the bottom there, shiftingmindset.org. All the information is there, registration, the speakers, and everything else that you need to see. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. We shall be showing up at, Roger and I will be showing up at your office. If we are number 15, we are not going to wait in line for number 15. We shall just
we are going to work together, Mayor. Definitely.
Yeah, we shall work with you.
I'm very impressed with you.
Bear in mind, Roger has already got a ticket, so it's been it's been a pleasure, gentlemen, and I'm looking forward to seeing you and hosting you. And I will cook the village chicken for you.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You will find the village chicken.
Mushrooms, no meat,
yes.
no, just village chicken,
nothing.
Mushrooms, and
authentic Zambian food. You will come and eat. No prawns, no salmons.
No. We just want
to thank you very much.
Food.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to
Thank you, Mayor. Everybody, let's go to Livingstone. We'll be coming back again in like 47 minutes, our show with Dumisani, the radical entrepreneur. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
This July, something big is happening in Livingstone, Zambia. Get ready to book your ticket from the 6th to the 8th of July 2022. We will be shifting mindsets to ignite growth. Welcome, Mwaisen, Mutamboke, Tamulandilani, Mwatambulwa. Welcome to the Zambia Diaspora Conference, where Zambians from across the world and at home come together with only one agenda: shifting mindsets to ignite growth.
I didn't want them.
Be a part of this exciting conference slated for the 6th to the 8th of July 2022. Come and listen to an array of amazing speakers whilst you enjoy the outstanding beauty of the Avani Victoria Falls Resort and Livingstone City, the tourist capital of Zambia. There will be lots of entertainment plus things to do throughout the conference duration. Find out more and book your tickets today at www.shiftingmindset.org. The Zambia Diaspora Conference, shifting mindsets to ignite growth.
Zambia Blog Talk Radio.